I admit people now?
What time is it? 56, right?
Yeah, I'm admitting people now.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Welcome. Mithali is just joined. Welcome, Valmiki. Good morning, Gaurav.
Hi, Anu. I think we should start. It's already 10. Good morning, everyone. We can't see you, but I hope you all are doing great. It'll be nice if you can share your turn on your videos so we get some energy from you. Hey, hi, Pallavi.
Hi, Pallavi.
Hi Vaishali, hi Anu. Actually, I'm traveling, that's why I have not gone to the video.
Hi, Suchi.
Yeah, but I'm here.
Hi, Parag.
Hi, how are you? I'm just trying to figure out how to reduce the volume in this. You know how it is, no?
Yeah.
guess we'll get started. People are joining in.
Yes, Anu, thank you.
Good morning, a warm good morning to our dear friends who have joined in. It's a Sunday morning and it's a weekend or it's Saturday evening for some of us. But thank you very much for taking the time out and joining this knowledge sharing session with me and Rahul. Rahul Patil.
Can you stop the music so that we can see you and the share? Thank you.
Yeah. So good morning. I'm Anuradha, and today we'll be having a very interesting knowledge session with Rahul Patil. Rahul Patil. Each one of you who has joined here, I'm sure you're an informed audience. You're very interested in knowing about this subject, and you must be practicing it in your own way. I think all of us over here are conscious about fitness and taking our own steps towards fitness. So it's a journey, it's a personal journey. And Rahul's journey also, though personal, has, I'm sure, a lot of takeaways for all of us. Today's lifestyle is read with stress, a lot of work-life balance pressures everywhere that we go. And even try as hard as we may, it's difficult to keep up to our fitness regimes. But here's a person who's been following something very stringently for the past 15 years. Rahul, 15 years is not a short time. It's persistence and consistency, which shows. And it would be very interesting to speak with you today, along with our audience. I'm sure there will be a lot of questions coming in and people wanting to know about your journey. Yeah. So let's get started.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Anuradha. First, I would like to thank Anuradha. She has been a good partner in this. She's from Mumbai and stays in Kerala on account of her work. She's in a senior position in the IT field. Along with that, Anuradha is a fitness enthusiastic. She is into yoga, she is into functional training, and for the mind, she also learns the Bhagavad Gita. It was really a very powerful conversation with Anuradha, which led to Anuradha and Vaishali both, which led to this coming up. I would just like to begin with how I started with this journey. I'm 50 years old right now. Around 15 years back, I led a so-called healthy lifestyle, wherein I had minimum 4 meals, like a breakfast, first chai in the morning, then breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks in between munching a lot and all that stuff. A few friends, we had a get together, and I ran somewhere around about 300 or 500 meters, and I was out of breath. It suddenly hit me. I'm overweight. I was almost 80 kgs at that time. And there was a need for me to get back to, in school, I used to be in sports, athletics, or in college also. I used to trek. And suddenly the active lifestyle had diminished. And therein where the wake-up call came in. It was a communication or dialogue with a friend, wherein it occurred, or it was like, imbibed in me, that the body is the temple to the soul, and we should preserve it that way. And there are where things changed for me. I started I started meeting people, or I met with a nutritionist. I took her guidance, and the journey started from there on.
Oh, that's wonderful, Rahul. Yeah, I think when at some point of time we realize that yes, we must do something about our fitness, the right people walk into our life. For me, I remember around more than a year ago, I have always been into some kind of fitness or other, yoga, some exercises. And yet a year ago, there was a time when I was going through a lot of, middle age crisis, as they call it. And that's where Vaishu, coincidentally, she came in, and I have been her coachee for more than a year now, and amazing. I mean, the focus is on overall wellness. So she has been a guiding force. Thank you, Vaishu, for that. Yeah. Interestingly, Rahul's journey, Rahul is an entrepreneur. So as he mentioned, he needs to travel a lot. He has traveled along the length and breadth of the country. And then 15 years ago, he started on this journey. So how did the changes happen? You would have surely observed yourself and then evolved over a period of time.
Yes. The journey started with me taking out, like I was told, and I did it, and I believe that taking out 5 white poisons of my life. Sugar. It has got like it has got sulfur in it. No nutritional value. It's addictive. So white sugar was chucked out of the kitchen. I didn't buy white sugar from that day. Table salt, white salt. Again, that's an industrial byproduct. It's not the sea salt that our dadi or nani they used to consume. It's the salt which comes from industry, which is a byproduct of a chemical industry. It's from the petrochemical industry. And sugar was what I chucked out immediately. Salt was another thing that I chucked out immediately. Replaced salt with Himalayan pink salt, sea salt, like the old sea salt that we get. Sugar was replaced with jaggery and jaggery powder. One of the product that I replaced was milk. Milk is one of the most adulterated and contaminated product in India. I'm sorry to say that. Urea, soap, washing powder is mixed with milk. Steroids are injected to cows and buffaloes so that they produce more milk. And in turn, we consume that milk, or I used to consume that milk, and I stopped that. I switched to other alternatives, non-dairy alternatives, soya, almond, cashew, oats, whatever I could get on. And yeah, that time, 15 years back, I literally quit everything. I started with black tea and black coffee. Maida was another product that I chucked out because no value for nutrition value in maida. And the particles are so fine, like digestion is also issues. The next product was white utensils, aluminium and Hindalum vessels, which were like from our father's time in our house. But I realized they leach out poisons, they leach out lead, arsenic, aluminium. And therefore, these things were discarded from the house immediately. This was something like to take care of my health, to take care of my well-being and the family's well-being. The next thing I started was 2 meals a day, that is 2 cooked meals a day. So I won't have anything cooked or processed other than my lunch and dinner. Other than lunch and dinner, it will be all raw fruits. And again, there was a science behind eating fruits. What was it? So you cannot have fruit with food, like cooked food. So you eat your fruit, 1 fruit at a time. It can be, I can eat 6 chikus or 10 chikus, but only chikus then. I cannot mix it with oranges or mosambis. So I used to have 1 fruit, wait for 2 hours, shift, like, have a second portion of the fruit, another fruit. And between my meals and anything that I eat, I used to have a 4-hour gaps. So I maintained that, a 2-hour gaps between fruits and 4 hours after meals. That is how I started the journey. I also incorporated one thing for me. That was having 1 grain on a plate. Like if I'm eating rice, I'll eat rice and rice products. If I'm eating wheat, I'll eat wheat and wheat products. I won't mix 2 grains. I'll eat dal, I'll eat vegetables, I'll eat other stuff, but not rice and wheat together. So this is how I started the journey. Again, it evolved. I distributed the plate into like 1/4 will be salad, 1/4 will be soup, and 1/4 will be all other food. And this is how I took my steps. Over a period of time, I started realizing my body was responding very positively to it. The indigestion issues, the acidity issues, and the bloating issues literally vanished. There was no trace of it. I I felt energetic. I felt like, I could do anything in the world. Physically, mentally, I was alert. I was like, I started enjoying life. Nothing like it. And this is how the journey started.
Okay. So you identified 5 poisons, 5 white poisons, as you say: sugar, salt, maida, milk, and white utensils.
Yes.
And then also focused on what food goes in right from the start of the day, throughout the day, what intervals should be there. So as you
Yes.
say, it looks very easy. I'm sure it would have been very difficult exploring, finding out what is good for your body, what is not. And that too, when you're working, traveling and attending meetings. Because I remember meetings are the time, especially in corporate, where good food gets passed around. There are snacks to be, and it's very hard. Or if we go out somewhere, it's not necessary that we get all the things,
Right.
all the places. So
Right.
how did you manage? I'm curious to know about that.
Yeah. So there was a phase of preparation or prep work, what I will call it. I was working in the corporate industry. I was in the corporate. I was working with Nippon Paints, and whenever meetings were held, I used to carry some fruits with me. I used to carry maybe a chicky with jaggery. I used to plan my meals. I used to know what I'm going to eat. And yeah, meetings are always marathons. So I knew this was extended. At 7, I would eat my fruits so that I don't have to munch or I don't have to eat pizza, burger, or whatever comes in the while the meeting's on. I used to stick to my fruits, if I'm having food, any food, then maybe my chicky or something. So I used to stick to those things. I stayed in Delhi for long. I stayed in Delhi almost for 10 years. I used to carry along a flask with green tea in it. I planned myself. I remember I was once at a place in Belgaum. I just started with my fitness regime, with my food regime, and it was a small place. I couldn't get anything over there, and everything that I had got with me had exhausted. A small eatery, a small hotel. I went to the owner and I told him I have this diet constraint and I am following this. So can he provide me with something? He said, give me 15-20 minutes. In 15-20 minutes, he got me a oil-free beans and carrot vegetable, the best I could get, and wheat rotis. Nothing like it. It was a simple meal, but delicious, nutritious, and the way I wanted it. So I started, you start doing it and things follow. Things fall in place. But yes, preparation is required. You need to plan for it. You need to be aware of it. If you're going, when I was going out, fruits was a part of my, takeaway. I used to carry it with me, water or something or the other. I never used to buy processed food or food from outside, packets from outside, or drinks like colas or tea, sugar, unless and until it's black or black sugar or black coffee, and that also without sugar, because sugar I had chucked it out. So this is how I planned myself when I was in the corporate world. When I was traveling, I remember I always used to have fruits with me. In fact, an incident, I once on a winter, in the winters, I was on a flight to Delhi. I was going to Delhi, and our flight was diverted to Jaipur, and we were in Jaipur for almost half a day because of the winters. There was a lady who offered me fruits from her bag because she heard me telling a co-passenger that I won't be having any food unless and until it's fruits, and she offered me. So that was a really wonderful thing. So I always got that kind of support, or was able to do things the way I wanted to do it, eat the right way with proper plan. That is what I'd say.
Anu, you are on mute.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So Rahul, it's planning. That is the underlying thing, what can be seen. But planning is okay when you are managing things. Okay, you have control over things. And then there are people around you. And food is almost always related to emotions too. Like we have get-togethers, family outings, or friends coming over, and then you can't say no. That has okay, that is seen most of the times. So how
Yes.
did family members and friends support you in this journey?
Well, at the outset, I would like to say, yes, I've offended a few people, but at the same time, people have got aligned, or family members, relatives have got aligned. And over a period of time, they have started respecting it. When I started doing this, people said, fad hai, band ho jayega. For some time, we'll do it. What I started doing was, if I have to go to a relative's place, I'll call him beforehand. I'll just let him know. I'll not eat maida, I'll not eat sugar, and I'll eat one grain, whatever you cook, either rice or chapati. And I'll eat everything else, vegetables, dals, everything I eat. And I will not consume milk. Now it was like, left to them to serve me. But I used to follow it that I'll not eat this. It's like, for me, not a religious thing, but yeah, I made sure that they got the message that this is what I'll not consume. So calling them beforehand, letting them know, that is what worked for me. My relatives started respecting it over a period of time. In fact, they started incorporating it. Okay, fine, he's not going to have milk. Let's not make kheer. Let's make something else which is not with milk, not with maida, something of that sort. It worked for me. On the home front, my parents were enrolled. My sister, my mother, my father, they all started like, accepting it, getting aligned to it. And that worked wonders for me. Other than that, with friends, yeah, when we were outing, yes, it was always an issue. But they also started accepting it. Okay, fine, he is going to do it this way, and he is doing it this way. So it worked for me over there. That is how I work things. And yes, I do realize I did offend a few people in that process. But I think when they saw the results, when they saw what I was doing, they were aligned to it.
Okay. But was there any food, any particular food or food types, which you even now can't let go of?
I was sweet tooth. So though I've given up sugar, I do sometimes indulge into sweets, especially Indian sweets. Some portions or sometimes, but it's in my meal. I eat it with my meal. But yeah, I do. It's a guilty pleasure for me. I can't do away with sweets. It's unfortunate. I try to compensate. I try to use jaggery-based sweets. I try to make them at home. I try to get them from shops and everything. So I try to source them. But there are times where I consume sugar-based Indian sweets. I do consume them at times. I can't live without that, I think.
Okay. And one more thing intrigues me. Like, as long as things are good, you started your journey when you were around 35 years old.
Yes.
So no major illnesses till then. And you were in, okay, your health was concerned to you, but maybe nothing for medication. But as we go along life and the lifestyle that we are currently living in, medicines come. I mean, lifestyle diseases are there. So many pressures are there. Diabetes, acidity, hypertension, name it. And it's very difficult to be without medicines. And so there would have been definitely, I'm sure, sometimes when you felt that you should go back to medicines, pop a pill, fever ho raha hai, headache hai, let me pop a pill, or something even serious. So can you share your experience about this?
Sure. There have been tough times. There have been times where it has been like, I had to manage uh, with great effort, I'll say. I'd just taken up a job in Delhi. It was my first month I was staying in Delhi, and I was down with jaundice. So it was a challenge, but I worked it out. I spoke to a few nutritionists. I spoke to people from the community, and never during that duration did I intake any medicine. What I did was I used food as a medicine. The radish or the mooli, what we get in the market, the small mooli with the big leaves, works wonders. The leaves, the greens, work wonders for recovering from jaundice. So I used to have a juice with that. I used to have a lot of mosambi, and I used to chew a lot of sugarcane. I used to chew sugarcane till my jaw started paining. And that was like, that was my diet for almost a week or so for the first initial period when jaundice was detected. And in a matter of 7 to 10 days, I was able to get my blood report to a better level. Post that, my doctor, my nutritionist were very clear. I cannot have oil in my diet for 3 months. Nothing doing, because my liver has to grow back to its original size. And oil will harm it. It will not allow it to grow because of the fatty tissue issue. So I needed to work it out. What I did was I did some research. I spoke to a few friends. I purchased a rice cooker. It came all the way from Chennai to me, a portable rice cooker. At that point of time, I had just started my new job in Delhi. I was required to audit all our centers, all our business centers across India, right from Jalandhar to Cochin. And my first job was physically visiting them, taking an assessment, making audit report, and making a business plan. So I made a kit. In my kit bag, the cooker fitted. I fitted some dabbas, which had dalia, rice, sevaya, oats. Then there were lentils like moong dal, masoor dal, shabut moong, and other things. I had some small dabbas or this utensils wherein I carried some basic masalas. And every day, both my lunch and my dinner used to be cooked in that one pot meal. So that one pot used to have everything with the masalas, the lentils, rice, or some other combination, and used to have seasonal local vegetables, basically kaddu, because that goes well with the cooking of one pot meal. But yes, maybe some other vegetables also. And I did that for 3 continuous months. Not a drop of oil. I traveled from Jalandhar to Cochin. I ate what I cooked. And people like my colleagues, they supported me. They understood my requirement to get things done. And that was it. I just had those meals, nothing more, nothing less. I got back in shape. I got my reports good and everything. And after 3 months was the first time that I actually ate the cooked food that we have at home with oil. And that was a fabulous journey. It was a fulfillment journey. I wanted that for me. I wanted that for my liver, basically. And we did that.
Society meeting is
Awesome. Awesome. I think somebody is speaking. Could you please mute yourself? Yes, awesome journey, Rahul, and especially with jaundice. And one thing you mentioned is about the radish. So you mentioned that the radish that you chose for this was the small radish with the long leaves. We see different kinds of radish in the market. It's the long ones, good ones that look very good, but they have few leaves. This we see especially in Mumbai and big cities. And then there are red radishes. And then you mentioned the small white radish, if I'm correct, right? So how do you choose the vegetables? Is it that you put specific efforts to choose the vegetables and fruits that you eat?
Yes. I try to purchase naturally grown fruits, not the shiny ones, but which are naturally grown. I try to have access to good food. That can be through a farmer's market, through people I know, through communities. Get good food for me, get good jaggery, chemical-free food for me. That is what is right. I try to steer off of shiny fruits or food which is too perfect, like a table salt, like a crystallized sugar. It's too perfect. So I normally try to steer off of such things and get good quality food for myself and for my family.
Okay.
I just recollected one more thing, if I can share.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sure.
I was in a trek, and what happened is something I ate didn't go very well with me. I had loses. It was morning 3, and I was constantly running to the washroom. Everybody on the trek was worried as to how will manage the trek. There was I was insisted on having some medicines. Uh, I said, okay, fine. I didn't argue over there because I understood the group was concerned that I'll pull back the entire group. But I prepared myself. I started a bit early. I spoke to the trek leader, and I managed to relieve myself in between, but at the same time, be with the group. And the entire day, I was on, say, 2.5 liters of water, a few fruits that I was carrying on the trek, and that the trek leader or the kitchen had. I always used to carry honey, or I used to know, I still do. I carry honey with me. So it was honey mixed with water. So I replenished my strengths with honey. And the entire day I was on fruits, water. I completed the trek. The following day I was okay. So I started having dal chawal on the trek. And that is how I managed myself. But yeah, that was one moment where I felt, what happens if I'm not able to complete the trek, or what happens if the trek there's an issue with it. But somehow I was convinced my body will work it out. I was convinced. I was listening to my body. My body needed to throw it out. Had I tried to suppress it, I would have not been satisfied with it. And therefore, I didn't go on. I didn't take the pills. I just went with the flow, got my body to get rid of itself of the toxins or whatever wasn't good for my body, and managed myself. And the next day, I was like coming back to normal. I came back to normal, and we completed the trek successfully. No, no lates or no issues, and I was really happy with myself over there.
Inspiring. So goes to see that with focus and persistence. One more thing, Rahul.
Yeah.
Diet is one thing, but of course, you mentioned trekking, you mentioned continuous traveling. So apart from diet, you must also have focused on overall well-being, fitness,
Yes.
yoga, something must have been there. So
Yes.
What was
it? When I started with my journey, fitness was an important part of it, because only with food you cannot achieve all the things that I wanted. So I started at that point of time a 45-minute brisk walk. I used to walk daily, no matter what. Over a period of time, it evolved. I started with yoga. I started with functional training. When I was traveling, my bag always had a skipping rope and a yoga mat. Wherever I went, like if it was an early morning flight, late night, I used to go for a walk or something. I used to work out in gyms, in the hotel gyms. I used to make it a point that I'll have minimum 45 minutes of workout walk for me on a daily basis. And I still follow that. I make it a point to be active, to I have different forms of fitness, like functional training. I do run nowadays. I've started with running. I do yoga. I was into CrossFit for some time. So yes, I do keep myself fit with a regime of fitness, food. It's basically a holistic approach to life.
right? So all the things come together and then make you achieve a life without medicine.
Yes.
You mentioned your mother is she has dementia, and
Yes.
she's on medicine. And you also, in her case, you have also experimented with some foods and you have seen the results. So can you share your experience on that?
My mother was diagnosed with dementia and she's under medication, so she does take medicines. What happened is I explored. The doctor gave her a medicine which he said will get down her anxiety, will make her happy. That triggered something. I had a discussion with a friend of mine, and what I included in her diet was bananas and chocolate, but in the form of chocolate milk. So it's non-dairy milk. It's chocolate powder with ashwagandha and then jaggery. I started giving her on a daily basis, and I realized, yeah, the medicines are there, the medications are still on, but this produces that effect of being happy. And so not substituting, but addition to that, whatever the doctor is prescribing, I do give her a diet, or I do plan her diet with things that are required for her. For example, she was diagnosed with osteoporosis. The doctor gave her, I give her a calcium injection every night. That is a pen injection to be given, Terafis. What I do is, every day, one day alternate, I give her sesame milk with dates. So I soak it, blend it, and give it to her. And she loves it. What I'm trying to do is trying to give her food so that, she leads a good life.
So you're believing in the power of food. And
yes, believing in the power of food.
Using it in everyday life. Reminds me of something my grandfather used to say. He lived to be 102 incidentally. And he used to say in Sanskrit, Aushadam Jannavi Toyam, Vaidyo Narayano Hari. And he used to repeat it twice.
Okay.
And so one day he explained to us what the meaning is. So the first is Aushadam Jannavi Toyam. Okay? The medicine is the water of the river Ganga, Jannavi. And the doctor is Narayana Hari, the God, our God. And repeating it twice means that in case, because it's unavoidable, we fall sick, then consider the medicine as the water of Ganga, drink it, and consider your doctor as God.
Absolutely. Absolutely true. Absolutely true.
And going ahead then, how would you see, how do you see your journey ahead? Or do you want to carry this forth to many of us, inspire? This is truly an inspiration.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, definitely. Over the period of time, the journey has evolved. As I said, I started with one grain, that was rice and wheat. But eventually I shifted from wheat. I moved to millets. So I have millets and rice at times. So it's an ongoing journey, learning about food, learning from, communities of healthy eating, communities of like-minded people. So some exploration, some curiousness, some things that work for me, didn't work for me. I remember an incident wherein I had watermelon as the first fruit of the day on an empty stomach, and I was bloating the entire day. And I realized, or rather I found out, I discussed with somebody, and I found out that watermelon should not be consumed on empty stomach. It has got a lot of fibers, and that creates to the bloating issue, or it created for me. So understanding, how food reacts to your body, what suits you, is what is necessary. So the feedback mechanism, like the body gives you feedback. So you have to listen to the feedback. Cold and cough, that's your body's feedback. It wants to throw away something. Fever, it's your body's feedback to throw away something. Loses, the body wants to throw away something. There's no point in blocking that. There's a pain in your lower back. You pop a pill, the nervous system gets blocked. The signal to the brain gets blocked. The back remains as it is. The back will grow strong, will, repair, heal with physiotherapy, with exercises, and such kind of things. So I intend to follow that. I intend to be a student for life, understanding things, understanding food, understanding how it can be healing to our body. That is a journey I'm on.
Right. And that reminds me of many conversations which happened with Coach Vaishu too. So she has been insistent on observing things. You have some things and then you observe. What is the effect of those foods on your body? Yeah. Observe, and then evolve. So it has been there consistently. And as you are mentioning, I can see you have been very watchful and observant of yourself, awareness, mindfulness. Again,
Yes,
somewhere
mindfulness.
it's one kind of yoga.
Yes, I would like to think so. And definitely it is. It is. Mindfulness, watching, like, when you're eating, eat with that mindfulness. Uh, I follow that. I follow that, not sitting in front of the screen. Enjoying what I have cooked and eating what, eating what is in the plate, and not letting the mind wander something, not whatever it is, the violence of this shown on TV. So I follow that. I follow that. I have my own space, or along with my family, along with my mother. I'll eat the food in a very calm way, in a very mindful way. And yes, I think that is what is required.
Anna he Purna Brahma. It is said. Anna he Purna Brahma. Okay.
Absolutely true.
Okay. On this note, I think we'll pause for questions.
Sure.
I'm sure we have people who will be eager to know more. Yes, so the floor is open and we welcome questions.
Hi, Rahul.
Hi.
My name is Ranjit. Okay.
Tell me.
So, do you enjoy life now? Like, do you go to restaurants? How do you deal with your life?
Yes, I do enjoy life a lot. I do go out to eat. What I do is I plan, as I said, I don't have maida, I don't have sugar. So I make it a point, to have dishes which doesn't have maida, sugar in it. I do understand it's out of my control when I'm outside, what kind of food they are buying, what kind of salt they're using and everything. But I make this a point. If I'm going to a Chinese restaurant, I'll ask them if they use MSG. And if they're using it, I'll not consume it. There was a place I've been there, and they said they get something from outside, a sauce or something. I don't remember right now. But he said he doesn't know if that sauce has MSG or not. So I didn't consume that. Other than that, yes, I do plan, I eat out. I said I traveled a lot. One of the things I would like to share over here, and this is a very excellent point, Ranjit. When I'm outside, I usually try to have hot, ready meals, especially in a South Indian restaurant, because whatever they have cooked, they consume. It's a thali. It's not a la carte wherein the food is half cooked and then brought to you. So I prefer that kind of food. When I travel, I prefer that kind of lunch or dinner, because it's prepared and it's served. It's they have made it in maybe whatever quantity they want, and it's served. It's not kept preserved. I try to avoid those kind of things. That is how I do it.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you. You're talking about milk being adulterated with hormones and other things. What happens when curd is recommended for digestion? Curd is also a milk product. Paneer is a milk product. Is that also a taboo, or is that also best avoided?
Milk or curd or paneer from a good source is definitely good. I avoid milk completely, but yes, I do enjoy my paneer at times. I need curd at times. I try to get it from a source which is known to me. 15 years back, this wasn't there, but today, you have K2 milk, A2 milk, you have good sources of milk, direct from farm to house and those stuff. So yeah, I do consume that kind of paneer. I do consume that kind of curd. And it's essential, as you rightly pointed out, that good bacteria is essential for our body. And again, milk is processed. They say, it's processed, and paneer or curd is prepared. the word used by one of our Ayurvedic doctor was त्याच्यावर संस्कार होतात. Milk वरती संस्कार होतात, and then it's made into curd or paneer. So I do enjoy that from a good source.
Okay, that is also good information. Also, I wanted to know, say, I think you're talking about mainly a vegetarian diet. Am I right?
By and large, I would like to say I'm a vegetarian, but yes, I do enjoy fish and eggs at times.
That's what I wanted to ask you. Fish and eggs.
I do enjoy. I try to eat it from a fresh source, from restaurants like I know of, friends that I know of. I usually avoid preserved fish or so kind of fish. Eggs, when I was in Delhi, I had access to a range free this birds, kegs. There was a company in Haryana. So I used to have those. I don't get it in Mumbai, but I used to have them in Delhi. So I try to explore. I need my proteins, I need other things. So yeah, I try to get things, and eggs and fish is something that I love. My body accepts it. Chicken and mutton is something that I don't, my body doesn't go with.
Okay, and then I've got a third question. Now you're talking about food, 2 cooked meals. In the 2 cooked meals, is salad a part of that meal?
Yes, it is 1/3 of my meal.
It's 1/3 of your meal. So salad would mean only raw vegetables, or it could include raw fruit also.
It's like mixture. At times there are some vegetables or some things which maybe need blanching, some things need a bit of steaming. So yeah, I do include that in my salad, but by and large raw. Some things can be blanched or maybe steamed, depending on what I'm eating, depending on the combinations that I'm having. Because I mix a lot of things. I try to mix a lot of colors. It makes me happy. Red ahe, green ahe. The cabbage is there, the red cabbage and everything. So yeah, it depends.
And the 2 cooked meals are in that intermittent fasting gap of 8 hours, or it is random?
Okay. This was evolved. I started with 1 meal a day. That was intermittent fasting. And then I used to have 1 meal. Because in 8 hours window, I cannot fit 2 meals. That is what happened to me. So I used to have 1 meal, and then I used to have my fruits.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Pallavi has a question.
Yes, Pallavi.
Yeah, no, my question was asked by Shalini. I was asking about that curd, milk and milk products. You answered the question of Shalini, so I got the answer.
Oh,
Thank you.
that's nice.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you asking questions, because for me this has been a journey which has been very close to my heart. I am super excited about this. Super excited to learn. Super excited to be over here, share with you, and really appreciate the efforts that you people have taken to be on this platform today on a Sunday. So any more questions, whatever I can answer, I'll definitely answer it.
Hi, I have a question. This is Vidya. What do you think about tofu?
Oh, excellent source of protein. It's a terrific food. I love it.
Okay.
I hope, I've answered. What else would you like to know?
No. I have been having tofu off and on. I have it in a regular thing. I use it in place of paneer at times.
Yes.
But I recently heard and read from somewhere that the processing of tofu is is not a very healthy way of the way it is processed. So it is we should not be looking at it as a replacement for paneer, because I have a little bit of an allergy for paneer. So I just wanted to find out if tofu can be a replacement.
What I feel is it's definitely a good replacement, a good meal. Now, what you said is very true. Processed food is something that we need to be very cautious of. The first thing, if I'm buying any packet food, is I look at the ingredients. I look at the contents of it. If the sugar content is high, I'll not buy it. There are some norms, especially when you start reading the label. the serial order in which the ingredients are written are the quantities that they put in. So what's written at the first is the largest quantity in that pack.
Right.
So I look at that. So I look where sugar is written. Is it written on the top? It is written in the middle or bottom? And also look what is the added sugar. Normally, I avoid buying anything which has a sugar content of more than 16. It's per 100 grams. So I normally avoid that. And I try to find out, like, as you rightly pointed out, the process of making tofu, I'm not aware of it. I tried making it at home and failed miserably. I do get my tofu from a person who makes it like in a non-dairy thing. But what I'll do is I'll explore more, and I'll always insist, whatever packs I buy, I read it at the back. Please read it, guys. Please read through it. Maybe, explore it, go through it. And anything that contains sugar, refined flour, because brown bread you get with refined flour, with maida. Then what's the point of having brown bread? So yeah, reading the ingredients and becoming aware to it is very important. That is what I feel.
Sure. Thank you.
I have a question. I'm Suchasmita. There's a lot of confusing information available. Sorry. There's a lot of confusing information that's available these days. Like, for instance, soy is supposed to have hormonal issues when, when you consume it. And if you consume soy milk every day, obviously you are, impacting your health one way or the other. I mean, I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying that there is an impact. And even, for instance, I was reading recently that brown sugar is just sugar to which molasses has been added once it's removed. I mean, so there's so much of confusing information. And also, whom do you trust? I mean, it's very difficult to say that the person who's claiming this is, I mean, wordplay is so fantastic, I mean, people use words which are like, I work in the sector of waste, and I know when you say biodegradable versus compostable, there is a major difference. I mean, compostable is something that can, anyway. So my point is that, so how does one figure this out?
The way I do it is, what you said is true. I've picked up brown sugar previously, and when you put it in water, the brown color disappears and only the white color remains. So, personally, I've stopped brown sugar and just shifted to jaggery. Another thing that you pointed out was there was brown sugar, and one more thing you said. I'm sorry, I just slipped. It just slipped. What was that?
About soy.
Soy, yeah. Soy milk, yes. What you're saying, the testosterone levels could alter, and especially what I have read is for a male that is not very conducive. So anything in excess can be an issue. And by and large, I try to follow local, whatever is there going on traditionally in our system, or whatever is grown locally should be consumed. So yes, there will be pros and cons. There will be some things which will suit somebody. There will be some things which will not suit somebody. It's just a process of knowing what suits your body, how it suits your body. And yes, getting information, being informative. What you are doing is really admirable.
Thanks for answering the question. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Do we have any more questions?
I have a question, Rahul. So
yes.
Again, you said aluminium utensils are a no-no. But then
yes.
What do we switch on to? There are many options available.
Yes, a lot of options are available. I prefer steel because it's an inert metal, but yes, cast iron is good. You need to handle it the right way. No washing of cast iron with soap. So if I'm using cast iron, I make it a point that my mate doesn't touch it. Earthen pots are good, but again, no washing with soap. So you need to understand the utensils or the component of it, and act accordingly. The safest, and because there's a maid involved, steel is what I stick to. Non-stick, again, like once the first phase, what I removed all white utensils. I evolved over a period of time, all non-stick went out of my house. So it's steel, cast iron, and at times earthen vessels, which I am not able to manage. So I'm not experimenting with that, or rather I'll experiment with it, but till now I haven't found success with it. Cast iron and steel is something that I've found successful.
Okay, thanks. Here in Kerala also, they use a lot of earthenware. Chetti, they call it. It's like clay, kadai, something, and fish curries are made in that.
Yes.
So that's used a lot. Yeah.
I would definitely like to start using them. I would like that information. I am on the process of, trying for it. I'll definitely get in touch with you and try to, understand how it works and how I can make it work for me.
Sure.
Okay. I also have another question for anybody who can answer it. What do we do with water? Water which is full of contaminants, and how do we? That's impossible to deal with.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. We consume what we have. One thing is not trying to. I used to have boiled water. I still have boiled water. Other than that, try to decontaminate it with alum or things like that, depending on where you stay. Fortunately, in Mumbai, the water is good. It's one of the best sources of water in the world. But the pipeline is so corroded that by the time it comes to our houses, it's not that good, but still. I know other places, like especially Delhi. I had a big time. So in Delhi, I was new over there. I got a RO because everybody has a RO, and later I found out the water from the RO is not healthy. So there are new ROs which have come into the market, which actually pass on some water, I think 4% or 5% of the water from the original source. They don't treat the 100% water because the minerals are all destroyed. So yeah, it's all local. Depending on what source you have, we'll have to work it out. So I actually changed my RO after a year in Delhi.
Yeah, can I ask one question?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. So then how to clean the iron vessel, if not so?
Earthen vessels.
Not
Earthen
earthen.
vessels. Yeah, I'm not
cast iron. Cast iron.
Yeah.
Iron vessels, I think she's asking. Cast iron vessels.
Cast iron, yes.
Cast iron for earthen, cast iron again will take in soap. What I use is I use a vinegar and water solution to clean it.
Okay.
You can also use jawar atta.
Jawar atta to clean
interesting.
it. Oh, that's interesting. That's
okay.
Good. Second is, what about palm sugar? It's come in a solid form. It's come in a liquid form. So how about that in tea? And I get it from Calcutta. Those in palm sugar. So I use that in tea and everything. So is that okay?
That's an excellent source.
Yes.
A good palm sugar is an excellent source of nutrition.
I think I get the original ones, if I'm not.
That's beautiful.
Palm sugar is good.
Yes.
Please share the source. Who is speaking?
Yes. We would definitely like to have
it. Who's
sharing? Definitely I am. Mangla.
Right.
Mangla Modi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Okay.
So, and one, I've forgotten, I don't know. Okay, I will put it on the chat.
That will be excellent. That will be excellent. I had once been to West Bengal, and yes, I had got palm sugar from there, and I loved it. I loved the way they make sweet out of it.
The taste is also very good, and it comes in both the form, liquid and solid.
Yeah.
So liquid in aeroplane it can't come, so we get it through our. These days it's coming through courier.
Oh wow!
So
we should have the source.
Yes, I have got the source. I can tell you.
Please share with us. It will be
Sure.
great.
Sure, sure.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mangalaji. Yeah, I think now we'll summarize all the good takeaways. There have been a lot of takeaways.
So when
from
are you
Rahul
having
and
your
from-
next camp or like this? Are you? Do you know Aruna Gupta?
What we'll do
Okay,
is we'll
okay,
definitely get in touch with you
okay.
and let you know how things can be taken forward.
Fine, fine. Okay. So where are you
Please,
from, Rahul? Where are you from?
I stay in Mumbai, Mulund.
Mulund, Mumbai.
Yes.
So can I get in touch with you personally?
Sure, by all means. I'm open for community listening. I'm open for like-minded people, healthy people. I'll learn from you.
I know.
Hello.
Okay, thank you. Can you send me your number, please? Contact number.
I'll do that.
Thank you.
we are going to add everyone who has come here to the group, but some of you have not RSVP'd, so we don't know you've directly joined. So it would be really nice if you can share your numbers in this chat before you leave. So we can send you the recording and keep you informed about the next such sessions, which are informative. Okay, can you please do that? Those who have RSVP'd, we already have your contact numbers and already you're in the group. And thank you so much.
Yeah.
Anuradha?
I'm sorry. I just saw this thing on your WhatsApp and
Okay,
started. I didn't see it before.
great,
No
great.
problem.
Thanks for joining in. Just a
Yes.
request for you
Sure.
to share your number in the chat. And Anu,
Fine.
over to you.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Vaishu. Thank you, Rahul, for that amazing share. And
Thanks.
thank you, everyone. But just before you leave, I would just like to recap the takeaways of this session. So just if you could hold on for a minute or two. I'm sharing my screen. I've put them. Let me know when my screen is visible.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Yes. The
We can
first one
see.
is avoiding 5 white poisons. I think this reinforces the fact that white sugar, white salt, maida, milk, and white utensils are a big no-no. And the food that we eat can either be the safest one to heal us, or it can be a slowest form of poison. It was said by somebody, but it so resonates with what Rahul has been saying. Second one is having the fruits. So about fruits and overall about the diet, observation, mindfulness, becoming aware, and then evolving our journey. So starting the day with whatever is good for your body. It may be a glass of water, it may be soaked raisins or soaked almonds, anything. 2 cooked meals in a day. Having fruits before food is what Rahul recommends, and there should be a sufficient gap. Also, one kind of fruit at a time, not mixing up fruits, and going for seasonal, local, fresh fruits. Carrying fruits wherever you feel that you will need to snack upon something, carry fruits along. Chew instead of drinking fruit juice, and evolve the taste buds. They will. No need to add any chatpata thing in it. The taste buds will evolve eventually. Third one is look for healthier options, like white sugar replaced with jaggery or khansari, rock salt, pink salt instead of white free-flowing one, milk from trusted sources, naturally grown vegetables or fruits, cold pressed oils instead of normal ones, raw honey, homemade soups and water flavored with different spices or lemon. Sip it along throughout the day. So it's all in all, a combination of many things: good diet, exercise, sleep, thinking positively, being motivated, inspiring and encouraging, and giving and taking all the energy. So thank you for joining in and participating. Lastly, if you're persistent, you will get it. And if you're consistent, you will keep it. That's what Rahul, you've been saying. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, Anuradha. Thank you, Vaishali. And thank you all the participants for being here today. It was wonderful to have you all.
I would request everyone to turn on the cameras so that we can take a video snapshot. Please, can you do that for a moment? Just and wave to the camera. Everybody, I'm putting it in a gallery mode. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
1 second.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Give me a moment. Really, really appreciate. Yes. Let's wave at the camera, all of us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
See
you,
you
everyone.
again.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Vaishali. Thank you, Anu. Thank you, Rahul.
Thanks, Pallavi.
Thank you.
Geeta.
Thank you, everyone. Hi, Mira.
Valmiki, Payal. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Rahul.
Pallavi, thank you.
Thank you.
Vaishali,
It was
Anuradha.
a
It was
pleasure
a
having
great
all of you.
Thanks,
session.
Pallavi. Thanks, Ruta.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Thank you, Dr. Parag.
I will connect with Rahul. I'm from Mulund only.
Oh, yeah. Anytime.
Excellent.
Please.
Excellent. Excellent. Good.
Thank you, Geeta, for joining in.
ले जाओ ले जाओ
मैं जा रहा हूँ बर्तन मजनवा के
हाँ
आज भाई भी नहीं आएगा मैं वहां आ जाऊंगा
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'm not able to send my picture.
No, that's okay, ma'am. That's okay. That's okay, ma'am.
I've sent my number.
Yes, we have noted it down. Thank you.
Otherwise, you also know me also.
Yes. I will add you to the group.
Thank you.
See you all. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, Vaishali.
Thank you. Thank you.